Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Rosa Esquivel, and we are here with Pilsen Alliance. If you have any questions, you can call us at 312-738-1060. And also, for Pilsen Alliance, you can visit us at 1744 West 18th Street, Chicago, Illinois, 60608, or you can call us at 312-243-5440. You can also visit us at the pilsenalliance.org, or also we have a Facebook page that you can also go and visit as well. So today I'm really excited. We have two guests today, and they are part of the Summer Institute for Youth Leadership and Empowerment, which is a program that Pilsen Alliance is offering to young people 14 to 20 years old, and they are interested in becoming leaders and empowering the Pilsen community. So how are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
So we have Xochitl Esparza. Can you tell me how old are you?
Yeah, I'm 20 years old.
Okay. And so you're basically in college right now?
Yes.
Or, okay. Which college do you attend?
I attend the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign.
Okay. So first of all, how did you learn about the Summer Youth Leadership Program from Pilsen Alliance, and why did you get interested in that program?
Okay. Well, I've been living in Pilsen throughout the majority of my life, and I was just walking around one day and I saw a flyer that they posted about the youth internship, and I decided to get involved with it because growing up in Pilsen, I was really involved with volunteering in my community, and I felt like this was a way for me to learn how to become further involved in terms of like organizing.
Okay. And so tell me a little bit more about how the way you grew up in Pilsen, and being a neighborhood that is about immigrants, coming to this neighborhood. How was your family experience about, the living in this neighborhood?
In terms of living in this neighborhood, we felt very welcome. There were so many like resources and organizations in our own community that helped us. I know Casa Atzlan was one of the main ones as well that was there for us. I attended Benito Juarez, and they also offered a lot of resources for the students and for parents, such as workshops, and so we felt very welcomed in our community.
Okay, that's great. How do you feel about what's happening with Casa Atzlan?
It was very upsetting to see that it's no longer Casa Atzlan and it's been sold out, unfortunately. It's just upsetting because so many people that relied on the resources no longer have access to that, and it was like a local thing for people, for community members to use, that's no longer offered.
Yes, and it's actually like a lose, something that we lost in the community as well. They had a lot of help for immigrants. They have citizenship programs, after school programs, art programs, and it's kind of sad that we lost Casa Atzlan. So what are your expectations, and what are you learning from this program that Pilsen Alliance is offering to the youth?
Yeah, I feel that one of my main expectations is learning how to organize. I really feel that being able to organize is such a valuable skill set because I feel that you can educate and empower your family, your fellow peers, and the community. And so if I can just have the confidence and the knowledge to be able to how to organize, that'll be great.
Okay, and how are you planning to apply the skills that you are learning from the Youth Summer Institute?
Yeah, so I definitely want to apply the skills to further get involved within my community, Pilsen. I've learned about Pilsen Alliance, which is a great organization, and I hope to become further involved with them as well as other organizations in Pilsen, but also go beyond my community as well to work with others organizations, and also ultimately to hopefully inspire other youth to get involved by becoming more educated and feel empower them as well.
Okay, that is great, Xochitl. Can you tell me what type of inspiration are you getting from your from the people that are guiding you, like the youth, the young leaders and the young coordinators that are leading this program? What are their strengths that they are showing you as well?
Yeah, so I feel like we have so many great facilitators. They are able to talk about their experiences within higher education as well, and like everything they've been involved in. And I feel that's very valuable for us to learn about what they've done through. And they also try to like encourage us as well. I know one of the workshops we had focused on environmental justice, and they focus on how women in particular are in the forefront of these movements. And so just being able to hear that as well gives like more incentive and inspiration. Like I have the ability to do this as well.
Okay, that is great. So basically, how do you feel about everything that's happening, about gentrification in Pilsen, and, what are some of the challenges that maybe your neighbors or even yourself and your family are confronting right now with this type of issue, that it's really hurting the community, because we have like a lot of people being evicted. What are your thoughts on that issue?
It's very unfortunate and heartbreaking that gentrification is occurring. We lost Casa Slam, but we also been losing other organizations such as Yola Kali, which is like an art program for youth. And it's just very upsetting that we're losing so many valuable resources. And I've had to say goodbye to so many dear neighbors and friends within living in Pilsen. And it's just upsetting. I wish it was not happening. I wish there was more local action for us to stop it. But that's why we're here.
Yeah. Do you feel like you can help the community in the future with the skills that you're learning in this program to basically put up a pause on what gentrification does to our communities?
I hope so. I believe so as well.
Okay. Do you have like a final thought that you can give us to other young people like you, and how to get involved and how to participate in and all this stuff?
Yeah, I feel that wherever you're living, you should definitely research on what your community has to offer. Today we ended up visiting the Logan Square Association, so there are organizations similar to Pilsen Alliance, and they would love for more youth to come and join. So just for the youth out there, just believe that you also have the potential to be involved as well.
Okay, thank you so much,
Thank
Sachil.
you.
So if you have any questions, again, you can call us at 312-738-1060, or you can visit us at Pilsen Alliance. The office is located at 1744 West 18th Street, Chicago, Illinois, 62608. Or you can call us at 312-243-5440. You can also visit us at the pilsenalliance.org or our Pilsen Alliance Facebook page. Okay, so we have another guest, and this is a very powerful woman that I admire, and she's one of our young leaders, Carla Velasco. How are you today?
Hola Rosa, ¿cómo estás? I'm
Bien,
good.
bien. So I just want to tell you, I think what you guys are doing is great, and you guys are helping to prepare young people in the community to become leaders and organizers. So I really praise that, and like I am planning to have you for many years, as many years as possible in Pilsen Alliance. So how did you get involved in Pilsen Alliance?
It's a pretty long story. I started to get involved when I started to transfer from Lake Forest College. I got out of Lake Forest College, which is a town about 2 hours away from here.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I wanted to get out was because I felt like there was a lot of things that were lacking that I really needed. Community service was something I was always interested in, but I felt like there was something else that was really interesting me that I hadn't yet discovered. So then I started reaching out to different organizations. Once I transferred here to Chicago for university, the first organization that I reached out to was Pilsen Alliance, and that's the organization that I ultimately ended up staying with because of how powerful and how embraced I was to the organization. I remember the day after I went, I got a call from Byron, the director, and he was telling me how he would like for me to get involved and how he's very encouraging of youth. And that's when I just kind of got more and more involved. And, I started to realize a lot of the issues going on in Pilsen, not only seeing them as like a neighborhood struggle, but as people who we call ourselves Latinx, as young people, it's important for us to start getting involved with different organizations, right? Whether it be Pilsen Alliance, whether it'll be LSNA, different organizations that are just important for young people to get involved and to learn more about, because there's a lot out there for us to explore. And Pilsen Alliance is an organization that empowers young people, that doesn't give us an agenda, isn't like, okay, this is what we want young people to do, but this is what we have, this is the resources we have, this is the space we have, do what you want with it. And that's what ultimately got me to stay here, for such a long time.
Okay. As a young activist, what is your role at the Youth Summer Institute and Leadership Program? And what would you like to accomplish in a long term?
I think that there's different goals. The first one would be just empowering young people like myself and learning from different people, right? Like Xochitl, who spoke earlier. I think she has a lot that I can learn from, and I have a lot that I can help her with. It's not more like I'm telling her or I'm teaching, as a facilitator, but it's a collaborative effort between us and just having a conversation. What's important for us? What are our struggles? Ultimately, just empowering young people, and then in the long run, it would be really nice for us to build more capacity in the organization. Right now, it's a small group of young people that are here year-round, in the summer. A lot of people come in and come out because of college, because of school, more time. But then during the year, it's just about, like a close group of 5 of us, and trying to build more capacity, trying to see more young people involved. Ultimately, that would be the long-run goal, and also a bigger extended goal with the summer program too, in the hopes that young people come. Because that has happened. Mercy participated last year. She's super involved in the organization, started her own mental health initiatives.
Yes.
So that was her, no one told
Exactly.
her, you do your mental health initiatives. She said she wanted to do it, and she did it.
Yeah.
So, that's just the hope.
Which is also like she's helping us,
Yeah.
the members of Pilsen Alliance, to kind of take care of ourselves as well, and because it's important as activists, as people that are involved in the community, to take care of ourselves as well, which Mercy is doing a great job in helping us. So basically, another question that I wanted to ask you, what is your overall experience in Pilsen, and like during the time frame that you are there in the institute? Let's say, what will be a typical day, that what you guys will do on a typical day, on a typical,
Okay, so for facilitators, our day starts around 10:30. That's the
Okay.
time we have to be there. Usually it's always 10:30. And during that time, from 10:30 to 12, it's just like prep work. So what do we need for the day? Is there things that we need to fit in? How are we going to get lunch? What space are we going to use today? Is there something we can add? Did people contact us in terms of what they needed? Do we have everything? Do we have sign-in sheets? It's just like prepping for the day. And then once the institute starts at 12, we usually wait 5 to 10 minutes for people to come in. We either do workshops, activities. Today we had a field trip to LSNA, but there's a whole bunch of different things that we do throughout the day. Workshops on oppression, workshops on, the feminist struggle, but looking at not white feminism, but intersectional feminism, real feminism, what it is for us, looking at, queer identities, looking at different topics that are important for the young people. How did oppression start? Looking at all these aspects and trying to get as much workshops knowledge and also skills. And the ultimate goal of the program is for the young people, more participants than facilitators, to have a project. So it's whatever they want, right? It could be an action, it could be a presentation, it could be, an art project, whatever. But it's an initiative that they made, that they talked about, and they have to complete it by the end of the program. So that's the focus. Sometimes it's just that day that they have for a group project, but it can vary. And the program ends at 5, and then at 5, everyone's dismissed. and then facilitators, we stay for debriefing, you know,
Okay.
what things did we do good, what things did we do bad, what can we improve on the next day.
Yeah, overall, I think this program is excellent because the way I see it is we are learning from each other, right? Sometimes I go there and hear what you guys are talking about, and I like the way how is it that it's not the usual program, right? That is usually coming the experience is coming more from the top to bottom, you know, and this is more like a collaboration between individuals, you know. It's more like equality, basically what we stand for as Pilsen Alliance. So I think that's a great program, and I would recommend it completely for young people, you know, high school students out there that want to participate and become more involved in your neighborhood. You can visit us at Pilsen Alliance. Also, I wanted to ask you, what are some of the challenges that you have encountered when it comes to leading this type of program, and how have you found the solution to those challenges?
Yeah, so there's the daily challenges of, okay, we have to find a space. Pilsen Alliance itself is a really small space, right? And we have kind of a big group. So sometimes that can work depending on what we're going to do, but other times we need a bigger space, a more collaborative space, and then the office is always busy, people come in and out.
Yes.
So we have to look for a space. Two is we have to look for food. You know, right now we have different people. We're hoping to reimburse people based on when they get food. We have donations, you know. One day you came in, you donated pigs for the group, so I want to thank you for that. And, you know, that's how we kind of run, because we don't have a fixed budget, and that's the main challenge, which is the budget, because we don't have a fixed budget, nothing is really fixed, so we're all kind of running on group effort. Everyone has to collaborate on, you know, food, space, transportation. We want to cover for our young people as much as we can. We want to cover their transportation needs, their food, you know, make sure we have at least some water in the office, making sure that the youth feel comfortable and they have whatever they need. So, I mean, the hardest thing is budget. And if people are interested, you know, we would really appreciate any help, any donations that people would like to make.
So I don't know if you can see right here, but if you want to help us out and help this group of young, amazing leaders, you can go to this GoFundMe.com, Summer Institute for the Youth. You can also visit our Pilsen Alliance page, and you can go ahead and help us out with that. So if you have any questions, you can call us at 312-738-1060. So one of the things that we want to encourage people is to help this type of programs, because these are really important to our communities. We need young people to get involved and help us out, you know, with the resistance that we have. We have a lot of stuff going on. We have a lot of struggles, you know. We have and it's happening. A lot of bad stuff is happening to people that are more, how to say that, more vulnerable, right? Such as our elderly people, our children. You know, we're having a lot of budget cuts.
Yeah.
We also need help with immigration as well. And I wanted to ask you a little bit about that, like, what are your thoughts about the president trying to get rid of DACA and DAPA? How do you feel about that?
Well, I think it's horrible, right? I mean, a lot of our students benefit from DACA, and, you know, we have a lot of people who are really grasping onto that legislation. But I think generally, you know, immigration policy in this country has been horrible. I mean, if we talk about Obama deported the most people than any other president, and now with Trump, it seems like I heard in the news about the situation in Texas where there was people, they called it human trafficking, but it was people coming as immigrants, right, to this country, and unfortunately, you know, many of them died in that. They were dehydrated. 2 people were actually related to my extended family. So it's really crazy how sometimes we see these things as so alienated, but they're actually hit really close to home. Their hope is that there is some more immigration policy and that we do get some sort of something that we can grasp onto, because now not even DACA students are free of that deportation.
Yes.
One of the people that was actually involved in that situation in Texas, he used to be DACA eligible. And he came over here in the hopes of, again, chasing this typical, this American dream that a lot of people chase. And then what happens, right? I mean, he passed away because he was chasing this dream and he couldn't get to where he wanted. It's really a big shame, but, trying to see what we can do ourselves as an organization, but as young people for our own community. And that's one of the initiatives the young people are actually discussing, immigration, because it's important for a lot of people, especially right now. It's always been important for us, the people who have been very aware of the deportation since the longest. If you have family members and you have everything, about the policies, that for you there's never been, any type of help, and especially for students, undocumented students don't receive any state, federal, any type of funding. If they go to university, it's because they got really lucky and they got some sort of scholarship somehow, or somehow they can raise that much amount of money, which is a crazy amount of money to go to university. Unfortunately, a lot of young people who are undocumented, they don't go to university. They don't even feel encouraged to graduate high school, because what will they get if they can't? If they could graduate high school, that's great. But what if they can go to university? Like, a lot of them get disillusioned, unfortunately. But we just got to keep having hope, especially as young people, because there's a long road ahead of us and we can do something.
Yes, and a lot of these young people, they came here when they were very little, and it's something that I feel like they should not pay for something that they didn't do anything. They're not to blame for nothing. They're here. This is their country, basically. They come here. They get educated. They learn English. They're citizens of this country. Just because we have a board that says you cannot, a border that you cannot go in, that doesn't mean nothing. I think we need to be more human, and I feel like these young people deserve to stay in this country, especially because they're getting an education, and they're trying to have just an opportunity, to be here. Another thing, what are your thoughts on gentrification in Pilsen?
I mean, just today having a conversation with Logan Square Association. I was born, raised in Hermosa, Logan Square area, so I know what it was like to go through that, to see the neighborhood changing, to see how things suddenly become so different. Like, like La Tienda del Mercado, it's closed now. The famous store that everyone would go to since you were young gets closed. Your parks, they don't exist anymore. Like, the areas where young people used to go to, they're not there anymore. Instead of building parks for children, they build parks for dogs, all these things that it's really ridiculous and crazy if you think about it. But the craziest thing is how certain people think that they can just do that and they have a right to do that. And it's disappointing that for a lot of people in this country, housing is not a right. It's something that can be negotiated and something that can be bought.
Okay, thank you so much, Carla, for your thoughts, and thank you so
Rosa.
much for participating with Pilsen Alliance. I think you're a great member for Pilsen Alliance, and we will actually want to invite you to a march that is happening on July 29. And it's going to be a march, a joyful, persistent march. And what we're doing is we're getting together at Plaza Tenochtitlan at 12 p.m. We hope to see you there and that you can help us and be the voice, because we need efforts on getting low-income housing for our neighborhood. We need to fight against budget cutting in our education, And overall, I feel like we all need to get together and united and support the efforts of not only Pilsen Alliance but our whole community. Thank you so much for being here today with us, and have a good night.